Hello folks, and welcome to another video, another Freeware Friday episode for you today. Another video featuring an aeroplane that, well, probably very few people are interested in. So another video that probably won't receive too many views, but that's alright. I'm going to go flying anyway, and I'm going to enjoy myself. Folks, the aircraft on your screen is the North American Rockwell OV10 Bronco. An ungainly looking aeroplane in some respects, but I kind of like that about it. For me, it's got a little bit of character. It kind of stands out. I think if you saw one of these at your local field, you'd kind of remember it, you know. And yeah, I thought I'd check it out. This is Freeware, hence the Freeware Friday episode. It's been around for a little while, and I thought I'd check it out on a short-ish flight. I'm not going to go too far, beginning in this location. Now, some of you may be familiar, based on that shot, the colour of the hangars, may be familiar with where we are. But if you're not, I'm going to tell you anyway. There won't be a flight plan segment, folks, because there isn't a flight plan here. I'm just going to go for a bit of a fly. We're in a place called Vashon Island in Washington State, over there in the US. Kind of just, it's quite close to Seattle International Airport, and kind of halfway between Seattle and what's that other city? Tacoma. Seattle and Tacoma. So Vashon Island, a short little grass strip here. Looks like we're going to have a bit of a crosswind for our departure as well. Having probably a pretty brief look at the OV10. While we're flying it, we'll bring up the page, the .to page for you. There'll be a link to it in the description, of course, and let's go flying. Right, so engine start has been achieved. This is the perspective, looking out of the front seat. It's quite an interesting perspective, good, lots of visibility out of this cockpit. It is used, one of its uses has been as a reconnaissance aircraft, and I would suggest that it does a pretty good job of that in terms of providing the pilot and is it the navigator in the back? Is that what you call him? With good opportunities to do that recon work. So this is what you get, folks. It is Freeware. This is the instrument panel. That's quite, is that glare or foggy, or how do you describe the instrumentation? The glass or perspex, whatever it would be. Yeah, makes it a little bit difficult to kind of make out. However, it is what it is. It's pretty good, I gotta say. Freeware, and these things are always a labour of love, and it's a bit of a story. This one comes with a manual, and the developer of this airplane talks a little bit about the history of his time with it, where it's sort of his motivation and stuff like that. And Freeware Friday, this series on the channel, it's my opportunity to show appreciation for that. So I'm not going to be too critical at all. I'm just going to be grateful, because that's genuinely how I feel. This is what you get, a whole lot of switches and dials and stuff that you can click. I don't know how much of it is actually modelled. That's not really the purpose of today's flight, folks. It's not an in-depth review of this aeroplane. I'm sure there are other videos out there, although I haven't seen them. Yeah, lots of cool stuff. Right, you've got it's a pretty simple instrument panel, really. You definitely analog in nature. You won't find a GPS or any of that fancy shit in here. In terms of sounds and stuff, I'll shut up for a bit and let you have a listen from outside. I don't know if it's got a custom sounds or whether it's borrowing sounds from a stock aircraft. I'm not entirely sure. But there it is. We might taxi out and kind of head in that direction, hopefully be airborne, before we run into those green things called trees. Crosswind from the right by the looks of it. So, shall we do it? We'll release the parking brake. Oh, she wants to go pretty easily. She wants to get away from us. We'll take some flap, one stage of flap. This perspective, you feel like you're in a chopper actually. We're looking down. It's going to take some getting used to. You're going to need some more juicy, mate, to get through the long grass. Old mate, the groundsman here at Vashon Municipal Airport hasn't been doing a particularly good job of late. He's let it go a bit during the winter months. Now, I don't have a view set up around to the right, so down the hill we go. This gets interesting before we've even departed. Don't worry about those lights. Righto, here we go. Line ourselves up, whatever runway this is. Looks like about runway 16 or something like that. There we go. Now, we'll need to change our lever into takeoff land, which is that one. We've got flap set as we said. We hear that change in sounds. Elevator trim looks like it's neutral. There's flaps, one stage of flap. I'm going to guess that that's enough. We've got the local barrow. I think we're right to go. Let's do it, folks. See how we go. I'm going to rotate around about 100. Bring that power in. She wants to move, doesn't she, hey? A little bit of aileron into the breeze, fella. We need to get off this ground pretty quickly. We're going to try and rotate about there. We'll get going. We're good. Oh, nice. That felt really nice in the rotation. Did I overstress the engine? I don't know. Oh, she's not climbing all that well. Just over 1,000 feet a minute. But have a look at the visibility you get. Have a look at that. Sensational. Beautiful day here in the Seattle area. Fantastic. Away we go, folks. Alright, we'll get those flaps coming up. Now we're in the green engine-wise, I think. Our temps are a little low by the looks of it. Very low, actually. But I think we're alright. Angle of attack indicator, that's a weird one. So we're climbing out of 1,000 feet. It looks like we're actually descending. If I couldn't see the VSI or the AH, if I was blind, well, if I was blind, I wouldn't have any perspective on whether we're descending or not. Yeah, you're a fool, old man. I know what I'm trying to say. Right? It just looks like we're in a descent based on that visual perspective out the window, but we're actually climbing at 1,000 feet a minute. So just coming up through 2,000 feet now. Oh, she's very nimble. Very nimble. Nice in roll. 160 knots. So we'll just level out. See how we go. See if we can trim this thing to say level at about 2-3. Kind of heading in a southeasterly direction. See if we can trim this thing out. Oh, it's sensitive, hey. Come back on the juicies a little bit. Accelerating nicely now that we've kind of leveled out. We're in a slight descent. Up through about 200 knots. Just coming back on that juice. Take an external while I can. There it is. Just moving around a bit. Slightest touch on the controls and she'll roll. And pitch. And roll. And pitch. And roll. It's a good thing you've got a strong stomach there, Kingy. You've flown with me a lot. You know all about pitching and rolling all over the place, eh? You're built of the tough stuff. Good Aussie dog. There we go. OV10 Bronco, folks. Coming back inside. We might try and do some aerobatic shit, hey? We'll pull up and sort of do a bit of an aileron roll. Probably do it pretty poorly. Oh, very poorly. That's alright. Bang, level out. We'll find an airport before too long as well, folks. It's not going to be a long video. Pitch up to about 30 degrees. drop out of the roll, drop out of the sky. Over torque those engines. Dirty big hill in front of us. Now without any GPS on board, we're going to struggle to finding an airport's going to be more luck than anything. But heck, that's the case with quite a few of my flights. If this thing can cruise at sort of 200 plus knots with the visibility that you get, I don't know what its range is, although if it's a recon aircraft you'd think the range would be pretty good. As you can see, I haven't done much in the way of preparation, folks. There's a dirty big airport out to our sort of 11 o'clock position. I'm gonna guess that that's probably Seattle International, and I'm gonna guess that they wouldn't mind an OV10 Bronco visiting today. So that's kind of where we're going to head, folks. No idea what the approach speed should be in this aeroplane. I'm going to guess though we rotated about 100, so we'll kind of target that number picked out of my ass. All right, we'll land on the left hand side. That'll be I think 3-4 left here at Seattle from memory. Looking beautiful, absolutely beautiful here this morning, or this afternoon. I think it's this afternoon. Well, it's this morning my time, this afternoon local time. We need to come off the juicies, mate. You are seriously high. Road trim, everything's very sensitive. Trim, pitch, roll. Yaw, not so sensitive in yaw. Well, doesn't that feel good? Hello. We'll depart from control flight here soon enough. Making you sick yet, folks? This is what my flight instructor used to say. And that was just in the circuit. Right, down to 100 or close enough to it, 120 odd. And take a stage of flat because we think we can. 3-4 left Seattle. We're descending at leisurely 2,000 feet a minute. Bit of a little stuttery pause thing there. Might take gear while we can. Increase that drag. It's going to help us get down. It's a bit noisy. Angle of attack's moving around. 2,000 feet a minute. We've got gear out one stage of flap, and we're doing about 120 knots. Now 3,000 feet a minute to get down. That is quite some perspective. We take another stage of flap. Should we do that? That gets us down to what, about 15 degrees or something? Is that what it looks like on the display? Probably a decent short field performance, this thing, right? Go full flap, which is there. 100 knots, there we go. Happy with that. No idea which way the wind is blowing. Doesn't really matter. This airport looks very kind of barren and a bit ordinary, doesn't it? It's just stock stuff. Down to about 80 knots. You might need a little bit of juices. You don't want to fall out of the sky here. How embarrassing that would be. Although for this channel, every video features some level of embarrassment. There we go. We've got 90 pegged. 90 knots. Bloody hell, that's bright, that concrete. Holy shit. Need me sunnies. My apologies, folks. So bright. 3-4 left. Seattle. Start winding the power back. Flare it a bit. Alright, there we go. Almost touched on the centre line as well. Now if we go hard on the brakes, look how quick we stop. Yeah, so short field performance confirmed. Folks, that was a very, very quick look at the OV10 Bronco. Freeware, there'll be a link to it in the description. I forgot to get to the .to page, but the link in the description will take you there. Thanks for your company in another flight, folks. Until we next meet, stay well, enjoy your simming, and bye for now.